Hello. In this session, we will see how to work with validations. To work with validations clean way, we will be using Fluent Validation Library. We will also learn about mediator pipeline behavior, and we will also need to modify our custom error handler middleware so that it can handle validation exceptions. As there are many new players involved in today's session, so before jumping in the code, we need to go through few slides to get some overview. It will help us to understand the flow better. My apologies if you don't like slides, but I promise it will not take more than couple of minutes. So please bear with me. In last session, we have seen that we can broadly classify exceptions in two categories, known and unknown. Here, validation exceptions will come under a known category, and we should return bad request for validation exceptions and not internal server error. And to achieve this, we need to introduce a new catch block specifically to handle validation exception in our error handler middleware that we will see shortly. The next player is Fluent Validation. This is awesome C Sharp library which helps us to write nice decoupled validators. It separates validation logic from our model, request object or command object. And it uses lambda expression to build validation rules so it look very clean. As you will see, there will be no if else blocks and so they will be very easy to read. To set it up, we first need to install Fluent Validation NuGet package. We will be installing it in our application layer as we want to keep all our validation logic independent of ASP.NET Framework. The benefit will be if tomorrow we do not want to use ASP.NET API and just want to use it in Windows app or MVC app, we will not have to rewrite validation logic. Once package is installed, we need to write this one line of code in our dependency injection file. It will read and add all validators that are available in this project to the service collection so that ASP.NET can resolve them. Once this setup is done, we will be ready to write validators for our request object. For example, we have this create story command class, which we use to take request data to create a story. Now, if we want that, no one should be able to submit an empty string or null value to the text property, then our validator will look like this. So we will be writing separate class for validation. Here it is create story command validator, which we derived from abstract validator class, which is provided by Fluent Validation Library. And in the constructor of this class, we need to write validation rules. Fluent Validation Library provides rule for method to write validation rules. Here you can see how clean it looks. No if else blocks. We are just using not null and not empty method to ensure that the text is neither null nor empty. By separating validation logic this way, we are also following the first principle of solid, that is single responsibility principle. Next, this is how we will use it. We have this command object, validator object, and we will just call validate method like this. It will validate this command object and will return the result. Result has isValid property which indicates if validation is successful or failed. If validation is failed, then we can find all errors in errors array and then we can display this information to the user. These are some basics of Fluent validation that we need to understand. However, we will be doing this differently in mediator pipeline behavior, but these basics you should know. Next, we need to understand mediator pipeline behavior. It is same concept as middleware of ASP.NET that we have seen in chapter 11. We can add multiple pipeline behaviors which gets executed before and after request handler execution. We generally use pipeline behaviors to handle cross-cutting concerns like logging, error handling, and request validation. If you remember, the ASP.NET Core pipeline looks like this. And in the world of Mediator, you can visualize it like this. Here you can say that the last component is a request handler and we can add multiple pipeline behaviors which will get execute before reaching the request handler. And we can also have some post processing code in it which can change or process the response written by the request handler. We will be setting up this pipeline behavior for validation so that our request object will get validated before reaching the request handler. To set it up, two steps are needed. First, we need to write a validation behavior class which implements iPipeline behavior interface. And then we need to register it to service collection in our dependency injection class. So our validation behavior class will look like this. We need to implement iPipeline behavior interface. We need to inject all validators we wrote using Fluent validation here. If you remember, we already added all validators to service collection so that they will get injected here. In the handle method, we are calling the validate method. Context has a current request. Validate method returns result, and then we are selecting errors array in that result so that this failures object will hold all the error messages for current validation if it fails. Next, if failure is not empty, means validation failed, means there are errors, then we are throwing the exception using validation exception class provided by Fluent validation library. While throwing this exception, we are also passing failure data, that is array of errors in this validation exception. And if there is no error, if this failures array is empty, then we are simply calling next delegate, which has reference to either next pipeline behavior or request handler. In this case, it will call our request handler. So you can see that because of introduction of this validation behavior in between, the control will reach to our request handler only if all validations pass and there is no error. Next, we need to register this pipeline behavior to our service collection. This is little weird syntax. It's okay if you don't understand it at this point. We will simply copy and paste this. And the last step is to make change in ASP.NET Error Handler middleware to handle validation exception. Right now, our error handler middleware looks like this. We have single catch block to handle unknown exception which returns internal server error. We need to introduce new catch block for validation exception. Here you can see that we are setting status code to bad request and not to internal server error. Also, to get problem details, it calls separate method which will look like this. Here you can see that instead of returning problem details, we are returning validation problem details as we need to pass array of errors also. This class is provided by ASP.NET itself to report validation errors to the client. But to return validation exception in this format, we need to convert all our errors in the format which validation problem details need. So to do that, we created one dictionary object which has key and value is array of strings. So this is a specific format which validation problem details follow. And we are putting all that errors which are in validation exception object in this errors object. And then this error object we can pass to the constructor of validation problem details class while creating object. And then we are assigning other properties as same as in case of problem details. And then this method we are actually calling here to get all that problem details which contains all the validation exception in array format. After doing all these changes, flow of our application will look something like this. Here I tried to clearly mention the component and the framework. So first, request will come to error handler middleware. Then it will call action method of controller. Then it will go to validation pipeline and the last to request handler, and this request handler will actually handle that request by executing some business logic. But in case of any validation exception, it will throw the validation exception and the control will go back to error handler middleware, and that validation exception will be handled by validation exception catch block. So now we have two catch blocks in error handler middleware, one to handle validation exceptions and other to handle unknown exception. I guess with this understanding, now we are ready to jump in code and implement it all. So let's do it together. As a very first step, we need to install Fluent Validation Package. So open your Package Manager console and make sure that Orion.application project is selected. Type command install package Fluent Validation. In addition to Fluent Validation Package, we also need to install Fluent Validation Dependency Injection Package. So let us type command install package Fluent Validation dot dependency injection extensions. Once these two packages are installed, go to dependency injection class and here insert one line of code which will be responsible to read all the validators that we will be writing in this project and add that validators to this service collection. So then all these validators will be available for ASP.NET Core to inject in mediator validation behavior pipeline that we will write shortly. Fix this by importing namespace. You can always remove these usings which are not required. Next, we want to write validator class for our create story command. So go to create story folder and add class create story command validator. This class, as we have seen, need to be derived from abstract validator class. Fix this by importing proper namespaces. And then we need to insert constructor for this class inside which we will be writing all our validation logic. In this case, we just to make sure that text property is not empty and not null. So we can simply write that rule using rule for method and the validation methods provided by Fluent Validator. There are many built-in validation methods available and even we can write our custom validation method. Now we want to call this validation logic before executing our handler. So that will be job of our validation pipeline behavior. So we need to write pipeline behavior class. As it is shared stuff, let us create folder seed work. Inside that, let us create another folder, pipeline behaviors, and then add class validation behavior. You can call it validation pipeline behavior also. As we already seen on slide, this class will look something like this. Let us fix this by importing namespaces. And we are good to go. Next, to register pipeline behavior to our service collection, insert this line of code. Fix this by importing proper namespace. Next, we need to make change in our middleware so that it can handle this validation exception that we are throwing from mediators pipeline behavior. So let us go to custom middleware error handler middleware. So we need to introduce catch block validation exception which will handle all the validation exceptions. While fixing this, be careful. Make sure that you are importing Fluent validation and not system.component model.data annotations. So in this catch block, we are setting status code to bad request and passing all the problem details which has all validation errors. To get these validation errors, we are calling this helper method. Let us insert this helper method. So this is how that helper method will look like. It's returning us validation problem details and basically it is converting all the validation exception error to the errors array how this class need and then it is returning this object. You can go back on slide for explanation. With all this in place, I think we are ready to test it, run your application. Now let us send this request with text property blank and it should not create record but it should throw validation exception. And yes, our validation library working properly. For much better understanding, I will suggest you to put lot of breakpoints and to debug the code. Let us stop here. If you find this content useful, please like and share. If you wish to receive notification whenever a new episode is published, then do not forget to hit the bell icon and click all option in frequency dropdown. Thank you.